Everybody, welcome. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa, and welcome to the live shopping show today, right? So today we're going to be doing some easy flower arranging with Susie Q. That's my sister Suzanne. We are going to be talking about some favorite items and things that we're using now, what's blooming on the farm, and I have two of my favorite things that we don't have them all the time because they only come in late, right? And remember, we're always do a giveaway on the live show for folks in the app. And we'll be picking that at the end of the show. And then at the very end, as our wrap up, you know that I'll be doing a little Q&A. And if you would like to submit a question to be in that pool, you can just put @Lisa in the comments and type your question in, and the team are picking those up, and they'll pick a couple for me to actually answer at the end of the show. And you know I love doing that. That's my favorite thing to do, right? So before we jump in, remember please to hit that share button down at the bottom of your app. That lets your friends know that you're here and that we're live, and invite them over. Friends, we have so many new people every single week. I mean, we just keep thinking next week it won't be that way, and we know it's because of you guys spreading the word about our app, and we just appreciate it so very, very much. And just a couple of little housekeeping things. Remember to please double check your email and your phone number here inside the app, that there's no typos. It happens, and when we have a shipping question or an issue comes up, we can't get you. So if you'll just take a peek at that. And remember that here inside the app, seed packet only orders ship for free. That means if you only order seed packets, we pay the shipping, and we love doing that for you guys. There is a cap on product shipping. It's $9.95, and that means you can buy as many items as you want, and you only pay $9.95 once for the shipping. And remember, we ship to all 50 of the United States. So if you are watching us from social media, we are so grateful that you're here and that you have found us, but we want you to know there is a phone app, and it's free, works like a gym. You can either jump over to your phone's app store right now, search Gardener's Workshop and download. It doesn't take but a few seconds to download it, and come right back, because there's great features in there. You can really participate when you're in the actual app. In addition, you can build a favorites list, you can watch replays in there, but most importantly, you can comment with the other live viewers, and there's always great conversations going on in there, as well as you can participate in the giveaway that I do every single week, only when you're inside the app, right? So a couple of things about, especially if you're new here, we often sell out of items during the live show. And so if you go to an item to put it in your cart and it says out of stock, you might want to get on that wait list. All that means is that you can, we'll give you a little notification when it gets brought back in stock, because our big website and this app do not communicate. So sometimes we can run over to the app store, literally digitally, and bring over stock. So you want to do that, and you can do that when you go to that product. And friends, if you are seeing people posting the sunflower emoji, those are our people that we consider the TGW family. Those are people that have taken our online courses, and we absolutely love it when people claim their self with us. And so that's what that is all about. And y'all, I feel like I have bugs crawling on me. So the giveaway today, y'all, this is our favorite giveaway. I am going to be giving away a $25 store credit to one lucky live viewer. So Kelly has it brought up. Hit that button, get on that list, and we'll be pulling that near the end of the show. And you have to be present to get it. And that means when you go to checkout, there's a $25 store credit sitting there and waiting for you. So friends, let's talk about, we talk about my books every week, and I'm telling you, the questions that we get pounded with day after day after day, almost all of them are answered in these books. So I'm just saying to you, we would love for you to get the book. I would love to sign one for you, and when you purchase the book through us, you also get the PDF download, the flowers that didn't make the book, as well as I sign it, and I would love for you to have it. The Cut Flower Handbook is really all-inclusive. It's a powerful reference tool. that'll just help you. There's 66 flowers actually featured, and y'all, the photography is absolutely beautiful. A third of which my sis did, y'all. So would love to send you that. So this is like the big book on the cut flower garden, right? Whether you're a flower, it's got flower farmer tips and home gardener tips. So we've got you covered either way. Then my book, Vegetables Love Flowers, really is not about growing vegetables, y'all. It's about how to grow a small 3-season cutting garden in your vegetable patch to benefit your vegetable patch by all of the creatures that flowers attract, all those pollinators, y'all. Everything starts with the flower, if you did not know that. So I would love to sign one of these for you. And this book also comes with the free resource when you purchase through us of a book study. It's a video book study. I mean, I interview the photographer, my sis and I talk. Anyway, that's just an added special little bonus, and totally would love to do that for you. And then friends, the book that started it all. Do you know this is the 10th year anniversary of Cool Flowers? I cannot believe it's been 10 years. So this is the book that really started everything for me, right? And it was written for the home gardener based on all of my years of commercial farming, but it is 100% the foundation basics of the cool season, cool flower concept, whether you're a gardener or a farmer, right? And this book also comes with a video book study series that you get when you purchase it from us, and we totally love that. I love signing these books, y'all. When the last book came out, I mean, I think I signed like 6,000 books in a couple of weeks, and it was a joy, you know? I mean, it wasn't really as hard as everybody seems to think, and I would love to sign a book for you. So, today, Suzanne is gonna do some easy arranging with our easy arranging supplies. And friends, this is for people like me. I am not a flower arranger at all. And I'm just gonna run through some of the highlights of doing flower arranging, and then Suzanne is gonna do the demonstration part of this. And I didn't wanna do them at the same time because I know you wanna watch her up close, right? So first off, when we go to make flower arranging, we only use the most beautiful flowers, right? Those that are at the proper stage to harvest. You don't wanna go through all this and then look at a flower and say, oh my gosh, what are all those spots? So we're only harvesting and bringing in, or actually bringing in to use, the most beautiful flowers. The other thing is, it takes practice to become a good flower arranger and to figure out how things actually work, right? And kind of experimenting. And sometimes it's as simple as the angles that you're sticking them into the vase, which Suzanne's going to show you how to overcome that. And something that we find, because I see this with flower farmers all the time, is we overlook and forget about greenery and foliage. And that can really make or break your flower arrangement. And she's gonna show us how to use some of that. As well as, friends, you should not use any container to harvest into, meaning your buckets, or into a vase unless you're willing to drink water out of that container. That's how clean it should be. If it's not clean, it's harboring bacteria, which is what takes your flowers down sooner. So clean containers. We just wash our buckets and stuff with dishwashing liquid because we never get them scuzzy, right? But if you have scuzzy, use a little bit of bleach that first time, but then keep them clean, right? The other thing is we strip all of our flowers out in the field properly. And how do you know the proper stage? The Cut Flower Handbook tells you that, friends. It tells you how much to actually strip, and that should be done out in your garden before you even bring them in. And of course, you know, we're big users of flower conditioning products. And so flower food in your vase keeps your foliage green, keeps your buds developing, and keeps them colored up, right? And even with flower food, I still change the water in the vase after about 3 or 4 days. More like, it depends on what's in there, but 3 to 4 days, 3 days if there's zinnias in there, and 4 days if you're looking at the water and it doesn't look noticeably cloudy to you. Be sure to keep your vase out of the way of a window where there's bright sunlight. That sunlight from outside will definitely age your flowers inside. And sometimes you can do these arrangements and actually kind of doctor them as they age, pull out the dead stuff, maybe poke another thing in. So there's just lots of options. And now Susie Q is going to demonstrate, because all of these things she's getting ready to demonstrate to you are the deal of the day, y'all. This whole category is 20% off of all of our arranging tools. So everything that she's going to show you is 20% off. So it's just a great time to snap those up. So let's let Susie Q come in and do it up.
Hey guys, hope everybody's staying nice and dry out there. First thing up on our list is our stem stripper. Stem stripper is easy to use. It opens up. You just put it over a stem and close it and then pull it down. Look how easy that was. My hands are clean. This works really great if you have a lot of really tough stems. The stem stripper is $15.96 on sale. It's regularly $19.95. Great thing to have in your arranging little tool bag, and we just love using it. Next up we have our vase brush. This is one of my favorite vases, by the way. Nice thin neck, but a large space for lots of water. But it's difficult to clean. So the vase brush, which is made of some kind of, it's almost like a rubbery, foamy kind of feel, but you can bend it to fit whatever you want. So it can go down in here and get around in the corners and clean. We use this for humidifiers, for hummingbird feeders. We also use it for the irrigation here on the farm. It's great. And to clean it, you just rinse it off and hang it up to dry. So the vase brush is $10.36 on sale, regularly $12.95, and it is a great thing to have on hand. Next up we have our Oasis tape. Now this is what, like 60 yards, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, 60 yards, and it is just clear tape so you can see right through it. Having trouble finding the end. Okay, there we go. So you see right through it, and it's really sticky. It works great because on clear containers you don't want to see it. So you make a little grid. You see the grid there across the top. You make a little grid, and then you're able to just slide your flowers in, and they'll stay where you put them. And they just make any little container easy to use. I usually put them at a slight angle, and that does help them stay a little bit better, but that way you can use less flowers to fill up this little container. So you can see there's the side I filled, and then this is the side you still need to fill. And we would use some greenery, like some basil, to go around the front to help fill that in, and it stays in place. So put a little basil in there, and voila, you have a beautiful little arrangement. We do like our arrangements short. Don't be afraid to cut your flowers short. The shorter the arrangement, the more of the tops of the flowers you can see. Especially like this, if it's on a table, you're going to be sitting across from someone so you can actually see who you're talking to. So short is king. All right, and the Oasis tape is $7.16 on sale, regularly $8.95. And again, get that and keep it in your little arranging basket. Next up, we have the Easy Arranger. And the Easy Arranger, I've already bent this. It comes in this little packet here, it's cute. And you just bend the edges down over your vase. You can see it holds everything into place. So you can just add your flowers, and they stand right up where you put them. And again, greenery around the bottom is key. This is the perfect gift. I keep them on hand. If you get invited to dinner, it's a great little hostess gift or a girlfriend gift. The Easy Arranger, a single pack is $7.16 on sale. A 2-pack is $12.40, or a 3-pack is $17.20. So be sure to get these while they're on sale, and that's until this Sunday morning at 8 a.m. But even the regular price, they're a great deal, and you want to keep those on hand. Next up, we have our mason jar frogs, and the mason jar frog fits on top of any standard size mason jar. We'll do the chicken wire first, or whichever one you want first. Chicken wire, okay, so this is what I have on here is the chicken wire. It fits any standard lid, so it would be the big jar with a standard lid or the smaller jar with a standard lid, and you just screw it on, and it has holes on the top. And you can see this one also. It just holds the flowers exactly where you put it. Get one of these. I hold it so that I can see about how tall I want it. Cut it, you slip it down, and it stays right where you put it without any fuss. And look how great that makes these colors pop. I'm dreaming of fall right now. We have Debbie's remnants, the Hurricane Debbie, hitting us today, just the outer band, so we're just getting rain, but it's humid and hot, and I'm just dreaming of fall. How about you? So this keeps the flowers where you want it. It makes a lot of flowers go a long way. A 1-pack is $7.16, 2-pack $12.40, 3-pack $17.20, and again, great to have on hand to use as a little gift for a girlfriend or as a hostess. Now it also comes in bronze. The bronze are the same price as the chicken wire, and it's just a little bit fancier. This other one is kind of rustic, so you just have to choose which color you want, get some, and keep them on hand for your girlfriends. Next up we have the coated netting. So this we use in like a crock or something you're not going to see through. Lisa has used this one for church flowers for a long time. You want it to go, when you stuff it in, you want it to be nice and tight, and then when you go to put flowers in it, they just make them stand right up. So let's add a few here, and this will even hold big sunflowers. You can see wherever you put the flowers, they just stay right in place. And this would be a bigger arrangement, especially if it's for church, because it's usually so lots of people can see it. And wherever you put your flowers, they stay right in place. Now this comes in a 12 by 48 inch piece, and you just open it up and cut it. It is like chicken wire, but I call it the friendlier chicken wire. It is coated so it doesn't rust. So you want this to be in your little arranging bag, and it is $6.36 on sale, and you just cut it to whatever size you need, and you just use it over and over and over. All right, next up we have the Velcro plant ties. Now these I don't use as much in arranging. You can, if you need to prop something up in an arrangement, you certainly could stick this on. It sticks to itself, but what we love to use it for is to support tomato plants, any kind of plant out in the garden. What my favorite thing to use this for is Christmas decorating. You can attach this to your banner with your garland, and it's not going to damage your banner, and it sticks to itself. I usually cut them in about 12-inch pieces, and then every year it's already the size you need. You just wrap it around itself until you get it to where you want it, and then in your event you just rip it off and it's ready to go again next year. Reusable, very weatherproof. Velcro plant ties are $6.36. It's a 1/2 inch wide by 50 foot long, and you just reuse it over and over. Great to have on hand. Next up we have our craft sleeves. First we have the 12-inch, and I'm going to grab one out here to show you. So this is perfect for a small bouquet, or we used to use this for bunches of flowers that we would sell at the grocery store, like a straight bunch of all the same kind of flower. Let's just grab some flowers. You can see here's some zinnias we have, and it just slides right in, and this protects the flowers in the bucket. It also can be decorated by the kids, can color this, so you can put a little message. You can put your farm stamp or logo on here, and it just really protects them and gives them a great presentation. When people look down in a bucket, they can tell what's included for whatever price point that bucket is. When they're all together without any sleeving, it's very difficult to tell what one bunch is. So this is the small 12-inch. 10-pack is $4.20 on sale. Get this, this is great. You pick up flowers at the grocery store and have your kids color them for your mom's birthday or something. I mean, it just personalizes it so much, even more personal if you grow the flowers. 50-pack is $17.56. Next up we have the larger size. So this is the 20-inch, and this is what we use for bouquets. And I think Lisa's looking for some bigger flowers. So this would just be for larger bouquets, and this is actually a little big. So we're going to stick them both in here. Let's start from the beginning. So this would just hold more flowers, and sometimes we have to cut the bottom if they're a little bit too tall. We do use a second rubber band at the bottom to make sure that they're tight, because you don't want them to get in the water. see what that does to it? It just makes it stand out. It makes it very beautiful. And again, you can put your logo, your sticker, the kids can color this, and it makes a great gift. So the 20-inch 10-pack is $5 on sale, and a 50-pack is $19.96. So next up we have the clear sleeves. Now the clear sleeves, of course, we're all trying to get away from plastic, but some of the grocery stores we used to sell to, they required that we use clear. And really, it does show the flowers better, and it's easier to use. You just hang this on the end of a rack. We use 2 hooks on the end of one of our racks, or you can get a stand, and you just pull out the front, and then the bouquet or flowers just slip right down in there, and then you just rip it off, and it comes right off, and it makes it so much easier to use. Again, you can put your sticker on there, which is what we used to do, and it protects the flowers and just makes it so that you can tell what is in this bunch that you're getting. So this is the clear sleeve, 20-inch, 50-pack is all it comes in, and it's $23.96. So now we have the decorative bouquet sleeves. So these are non-woven material, is porous, it breathes, pre-cut X in the center for ease of use, lime green complements all flower colors, used with clear or craft bouquet sleeves. The 10-pack is $6.36 and the 50-pack is $25.50, and you just simply stick your bouquet through the cut in the middle, stick your sleeve over, and you just pull it down, and voila. See, it just makes it stand out even more, and it makes it perfect for a gift. You know, I was looking at these the other day, and you know what else I think they would be great for? A gift bag. You know, we're always trying to reuse, so you could put this down in your gift bag and reuse this over and over instead of having to throw away tissue. So the 10-pack is $6.36, a 50-pack is $25.56, and in a perfect world, we would reuse this over and over. It's sturdy material. Just try to keep it dry and clean, and you can use it over and over. All right, next up we have our little candle vase. Now our candle vase, these precious little plastic containers, they have a little top that has holes in it that you stick flowers through. And you see I just put a little bit of water in here, and then I put little flowers. You can get violas out of your yard, any little flower that's growing out in the yard. And what I just figured out is that if you cut it a little bit longer than you need and then slide it in at an angle, it stays in better. So these are all going this way, so let's slide this here. It's a little bit longer, and see I'm sliding it across, and it just stays in place better. And then what you do is you just slide it over your candle, and then you have an arrangement for your table with just a few little flowers or greenery. I love to use holly at Christmas, and that makes a really great arrangement for your Christmas table. So these are the little candle ring vases, a 2-pack is what they come, and they're $11.96. They're regularly $14.95. Perfect gift, perfect for decorating. So be sure to get some and have them handy for when you need them, because you know, I need that candlestick back. You know that when you need them, you have to have them on hand right away, because if you're like me, you're thinking of that like 10 minutes before people are showing up. So the way that we held this little candle in our cute little Dollar Tree candle holder is with these Stay Put candle grips. Now these are kind of like a little rubbery, they're textured on one side, and you simply push it down on top of your candle holder. You just stick your candle in, and it stays exactly where you put it. And we reuse these over and over again for years. If you have a big candle, you just put 2 or 3 of these around the edge and push it in, and it'll hold it the same way. So they get reused over and over. They're on sale for $7.16, and keep them on hand, because you don't realize you need them until you're getting ready to stick that candle in there, and you want to make sure you have them ready to go. All right, the last up we have here is our flower herb drying. Looks like somebody stuck my picture down inside of it. The picture is upside down. So you can see in the picture that it's a ring, and it's this beautiful metal. It's kind of a, what would you call that metal? It's brushed antique or aged antique, brass, bronzy. Yeah, bronzy is what I would call it. Let's see if I can get this picture out to hold it up closer. So you see, If you want to dry flowers but you don't have a lot of space, you can dry flowers anywhere because it's very beautiful. It comes with the little hooks to attach to your flowers, and it just makes it a pretty display as well as a good use of space. And the flower herb drying rack is $21.56 on sale, and it's a great gift for somebody that is growing or likes flowers and is getting them. You can dry flowers that you haven't grown. You can dry some retail flowers as well. So now we are going to head back over to my sister, and because it's soil block maker time.
Don't you want to do this?
I didn't know it wasn't up there.
No, let's do the espresso can now.
Can you pull that up? All right, so we're going to go to the espresso can. Bring me the little mason jar thing, yeah. So the espresso can is a perfect little watering can. It's 2 cups. It does a gentle pour for you to water your soil blocks is what we use it for. But what I love to use it for is an arrangement, and I'm going to rip this arrangement out of this one, hopefully. Go try. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to whack it. Because it makes the best little vase. Look how pretty that is. And it has a good amount of water. Fresh flowers drink so much water, so it's important to use a vase that has a lot of water in it. So this would be perfect. As soon as we put water in it, they'll even live. So the espresso can is $29.95, and it's just beautiful. Then we have its big brother. Not as good for flowers because the hole inside is smaller, but it has a longer spout, so it gives you that gentle pour so that when you're watering your soil blocks or your indoor plants, it doesn't oversplash and get everywhere. This one holds
4 cups.
4 cups, so it's about twice as big as the other. Again, they're both beautiful. You can just sit them on the shelf when you're not using them, but they just deliver that water in a nice gentle flow so it doesn't make a mess in your house. This one is how much, Kelly?
$24.95.
This one is $24.95. The other one was was $19.95. So $29.95. But they both do great. But of course, this one you can put a bouquet in. All right. So now up, we're going to have Lisa talk about some soil blocking.
So friends, do you feel like you could do a little flower arranging now? I mean, the more you practice, you know, when I talked about that earlier, you just don't wake up and learn how to do that in one day. Just do it over and over and over again, and it just gets so very, very easy, as old Susie Q has shown us. All right, so what's up next? All right, so the Soil Block Maker Kit. This is customers' #1 favorite item. This is the Soil Block Maker Kit. Everything you need to actually make soil blocks, right? So I'm just gonna go right down from this pile. This kit includes my online course, Seed Starting Made Easy, which covers soil blocking from beginning to end, direct sowing in the garden, planting sunflowers in plug trays, and also using the commercial soil blocker, the Swift Blocker. So this has everything in it, and that is lifetime unlimited access, so you'll have that forever. And then you also get a choice of 3 free packs of seeds, either 3 cool season, cool flowers, or you can choose 3 warm season. And these again are our customer favorites, the big zinnias, the coxcomb, and the mixed basil that we love so much. This kit also includes the ready-made blocking mix. This is 6 quarts, and that makes approximately 500 of the little blocks, because this kit includes the small blocker, which is the one that I use almost exclusively. We do use the other size blocker when the seed is too big to fit in here, and that's pretty much the only time. Small blocker, the ready-made mix, and then it also comes with 5 of these reusable foam trays. We use them for years, y'all. It includes the toothpick dispenser with toothpicks, little wooden plant markers, as well as the seed pan. This is an aluminum seed pan that holds no static electricity, which makes getting your seed on your toothpick a snap super quick. So you get the 5 trays, which holds 3 sets of 20. You get the small blocker. You're gonna get the 3 packs of seeds, the Seed Starting Made Easy, and the ready-made mix, all for $89.95, and that would be $9.95 shipping. And you're set up to soil block, and you have seeds to start with to boot. All right, so, I'm pushing the wrong way. Now, I know that we get so many questions about the biodegradable film that I use. And so this is the Bio 360, which we use here on our farm. And this is the piece that I use pretty much every week to show you guys. The number one question we get is, do you have to burn holes in it? People are asking that because they're thinking of landscape fabric. This is nothing like landscape fabric. It is totally compostable. It is made out of a corn byproduct, and it is super easy to poke a hole through. It comes with a black side and a light side. When we're making beds in fall and in very early spring and early spring, we make our beds with the black side up because that aids in warming the soil just a smidgen. During the summer months, when it's hot outside, when we're making beds, we make it with the light side up. That cools the soil temperature down, right? So I definitely attribute this product to how we were able to scale our flower farm. It just suppresses so many annual weed seeds from ever being born. So it comes in a 50-foot piece. It's 48 inches wide, which is for basically a 36-inch bed or less, because you have to have enough to go down the sides and to cover the edges. A 1-pack is $24.95, and a 6-pack of the 50-footers is $119.95. It also is now available in 100-foot pieces, and you can get 1 pack for $39.95 or a 3-pack for $110.95. Just can't tell you. It takes a little practice to put it down, to learn, and to get the ins and outs of that. But I just can't even tell you how much weed suppression this has provided for us that has just allowed us to focus on other things, right? All right, so flower support netting. This has been a big old hubbub around here lately. We've had some viral videos going, showing me doing this. This is the plastic flower support netting. We use this year after year. It's a 6-inch hole. It's 36 inches wide. It comes in a 20-foot piece and a 50-foot piece. If you need more, bigger, we have 3,280-foot rolls over on our big website if you need it, as well as a 328-foot piece. The 20-foot piece here in the app is $11.95, and a 50-foot piece is $21.95. So this is what we suspend above our flowers to grow up through it, to keep them from going down in torrential rain. And there are some great videos on the product pages also. And so that's how we have tall, straight flowers, right? So next up, we are in tick country where I am. This is the tick key. It's called a key because it's got a keyhole to go on your key ring so you always know where it is. But this little thing, it's actually got the directions right on the back. If y'all can see that, you slide the little slit over the tick's head and slide it up, and it just pulls it right out. This is great when you have wiggling victims, whether that's men, kids, horses, cats, or dogs. It works really great and makes it super simple. So that is the tick key, and it's $9.95. Now, this is one of the funnest things that we sell. This comes in a package like this, which explains everything. This is an awesome gift. This is the weather stick. It is made out of balsam wood in Maine, just like the divining rods. And when the weather is changing, this stick bends. When the weather is going to be foul, like rain's coming, it would be out, it would be pointing down, and when rain is, it's great weather, it's pointed up. You install this outdoors in the weather, and so you can view it from the side, and I'm telling y'all, this stick moves 12 inches. It's really the most fascinating and funnest thing, and it is $10.95. You need to buy 10 of them and give them to every weather bug in your life, and they will be obsessed with looking at it every morning. It is just so much fun. Y'all, this is one of my favorite items. So simple. This is the kitchen compost bucket, and it does not have any filters, which you don't really need filters, friends, if you do it like you're supposed to for a compost bucket. It has a tight sealing lid. We put all of our vegetable scraps in here, of course, never any meat, and I don't put rinds in here like banana peels and cantaloupe and watermelon unless they're finely chopped. But everything else goes in here. chopped up pretty well, and we dump it into our compost heap a couple of times a week. It also, you can use it for a lot of other stuff, but it is $15.95, and this is the kitchen compost bucket, which used to be one of our most popular products when we were going to shows. We just absolutely love this little bucket. Now, you know, for flour conditioning, I mentioned flour food earlier, and these are the things that we use and why we use them. So these are the CVBN tablets. This is a pre-treatment. This does not replace flour food. This kills the bacteria that instantly gets active when a stem hits water and dumps debris into the water, which you can't really see that happening. This is a chlorine tablet that's called a CVBN pill, and we put one of these in every harvest bucket. And that helps to prevent and delay that type of action. Now, one bottle has 80 pills in it, and one bottle is $18.95, or you can get 2 bottles for $29.95. And so your flour should sit in this for at least 4 hours to get fully treated, but it can sit in this up to 72 hours, which is 3 days. And so each one of our harvest buckets get one of those. And I don't know how we'd live without this now. This is a hydrator, y'all. It's called Quick Dip. And while you can dip, you can take this is ours, a little saucer or a shallow dish, and put just a very tiny amount in there. And if you have a whole bunch of flowers, like if you buy some roses home from the grocery store, oftentimes their heads are down. That's because water can't get up. Recut a couple of inches and literally just dip the ends of the stems in the Quick Dip for about 20 seconds. It tells you on the instructions. Hold it there, take it out, and then just put them into flour food. The next morning, all the heads will be up. It's like a vascular dilator, y'all. But let me tell you what else I use it for. We have learned that using this hydrator, I put 2 tablespoons into the bucket of any flour that's wilty. I'm thinking rudbeckias, basil, anything that you have trouble hydrating. So instead of letting it wilt and having to resurrect it, put this in the bucket. I put 2 tablespoons into the 1 gallon of water right alongside those CVBN pills. 2 totally different things it's doing, and it works great. This bottle is $17.95. And when you are dipping stems individually, you can put it in a container with the top and clearly label it. And usually it lasts about a week or so. When it starts to look cloudy, ditch it and get some new. And you don't mix water with it when it's that application. You're actually just using it straight out of the bucket. So we have 2 types of flour food. Which one is which? I know, but which one is yellow? Okay. So we use 2 types of flour, fresh flour food. This is the food that goes in the end use, the vase. The customer uses this, or the vase is in your house. Get this. This is called bulb fresh cut flour food. And what's different about this is exactly the same as regular cut flour food, except it has an additional hormone in it, and that is for any flower that's been grown from a bulb. You're thinking tulips and daffodils and dahlias and tuberoses. It helps to keep their foliage green. It just has an added ingredient that is beneficial to them. So if I was making a mixed bouquet, we didn't grow many bulb crops. If I have a mixed bouquet that's got a lily in it, you use this. It doesn't hurt regular flowers. It just helps extra to those bulb grown stuff. So the fresh cut, and this is all on sale, y'all, right? Is this not on sale? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong category. So the bulb fresh flour food, 50 packs is $11.95, or 100 packs are $19.95. Now, if you're like us and you don't grow many bulb crops, this is just fresh cut flour food. And what this is made up of is a biocide, which continues what that pre-treatment did, killing bacteria. It's got nutrition to keep the buds opening and keeping the foliage green and all those things. And then it's got a pH balancer, which helps to not create air bubbles in the stem, which is what blocks the water going up, right? And this is the same. 50 quart packs are $11.95, 100 quart packs are $19.95, or you can get the half size of this, the pint packs, 100 for $12.95. Every one of our customers, retail customers, had this. We'd rubber band it to the bouquets. It's just a show that you're a professional because it really works, right? Now, flower farmers, home gardeners, you can go grab a drink right now. This is for flower farmers, and this is called holding solution, and we use it in the form of tea bags. Holding solution is almost just like flower food, except it doesn't have as much food in it because you're holding the flowers, right? You don't want the buds to continue to open. You want to give them just enough to keep them happy and healthy and looking great until they ultimately get to that end user. So we use holding solution in our buckets that go to florists, in our supermarket buckets, and if I was going to be sitting on flowers more than 36 hours, I would put this in. So it comes in two different ways. So this is, it's called a tea bag because it looks just like a tea bag, y'all. When you take it out and look at it, you just drop the whole bag and all into the bucket. It says what it is on there and for the pre-measurement. So the small tea bags are for like the black supermarket buckets. You get 100 count for $18.95, and then for gallon buckets or a gallon of water in your bucket, this is the large tea bag and it's $36.95. And let me tell you an added value to this that people don't think about. Because you leave this in the bucket floating when you take it to your commercial customers, they look in the bucket and say, oh look, they really are pros. It tells them exactly what it is and what it is you're using. And it's just another feather in your cap, and it makes a huge difference in the quality of your flowers. Now, just a reminder, friends, if you're just joining us, to hit the button to get on the list to be picked, perhaps to be the person that's going to get a $25 store credit today, right? All right, so just in case you've joined us late, I will be answering a couple of questions at the very top of the show, at the end, and you can post a question by putting in the comments @ and Lisa, and actually they'll put those in a pile, and then they'll pick out a couple for me to actually do those. And so we always talk about, before we show the flowers, the proper way to store seeds, y'all. These are desiccant packs. And this is what absorbs any moisture that might be present when you put your seed packs into a airtight container. A 2-pack is $2.95, a 10-pack is $9.95. Cool and dry means you can store seeds for a really long time. And we always share this before we show the flowers because my motto is you buy the flower seeds when you meet the flower, and then you file those seeds in the season you're supposed to start it in your seed vault, where you're storing them with a desiccant pack, right? So we're kicking it off with still some cool flowers, y'all. So we have Amazon Sweet William is still going strong, y'all, and we're getting great stem length. This is the Amazon Lavender, which is that just amazing white and pale purple. Super useful. These are great for supermarket bouquets because they just hold up for a long time. Now this is the Amazon Rose, and I'm just going to hold the other one back up so you can see there really is a difference. It's hard to tell on here. The bottom is the purple and the top is the pink. When you see them side by side, they definitely have a purple-blue twinge, but this is probably one of the most popular in May and June with our commercial customers. And then we also have the purple, which is my favorite color. It's just a hot color, right? It's a jewel. And so this is the Amazon. And so we succession plant this particular cool flowers several times beyond. Very early, we plant them fall, very early spring, and then a couple of times after that, 4 weeks apart. And some years they don't do so great because it's too hot and humid. This year has been a banner year, and y'all, I can't wait to show y'all these. Look at this. Is this not the most gorgeous late summer fall crop? This, my friends, is Helenium, and this is a cool flower. This is what's often called a short-lived perennial. That means it often will survive winter, but it just doesn't live a long time. So it is definitely best treated as a cool season hardy annual. And look at the variety of colors. The stem length is amazing. I mean, I cut a bunch of stem off. Really love this, and this is its natural blooming time, is late summer and into fall. And it is just really a beautiful one. So here is another late cool flower bloomer. Look at this triloba, y'all. The best bouquet builder ever. Suzanne loved it when we had tons of this. I mean, I have a 100 by 20 foot bed of this stuff that just is absolutely amazing. And now we have all of the straw flowers, and we've divided them up by colors. And so all the individual colors are available, but you can also buy the mix. We just wanted you to get the full impact of the colors. This is the beautiful purple red. Y'all, imagine having this in fall for your fall bouquets. It is really pretty dadgum amazing. We've got all these prepared to hang to dry after we're done with them today. So that is the purple red. Then this is the creamy white. You know, white makes everything else look better. You know what I mean? It just pops those colors up. So this is the creamy white. And then this is the silvery rose, which, so I didn't even say this. So let me just tell you about this whole crop. All of these, and there's several more colors to see, is the original bed of cool flowers. These are all cool season hardy annuals that was planted in very early spring. That's mid-February for me. And this is the third major harvest we've had off those straw flowers. We cut them in May, early June, then again late June, and here we are in late July, early August, and it is full of buds again. So when you give them what they want and plant them at the proper time, it is surprising how well they do. So this is the silvery rose, which is so very pretty. And then, of course, there's my favorite color, y'all. You know, orange is my favorite color. This is called the king size orange, and this is a great fall color. I mean, who wouldn't want a 100-foot bed of this coming in for fall? And then, you know, the things you have to remember about all of these, if you don't sell them all fresh, they dry looking just like this. This is the golden yellow, which is just another beauty. Always looking for fall-related colors that are light, you know, to make everything like this. This is the copper red. That is really beautiful, but it's even more beautiful when it's next to a yellow, you know, or something that just really highlights the color. Just look how pretty they are. They are so beautiful. And friends, this is the most. Now, if you're thinking about getting the mix, this next color is not in the mix. It is a standalone mix by itself. This is the peach mix. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. That is pretty dadgum amazing. And then lastly, we have the bright rose. You know, the silvery rose and the bright rose, I wouldn't plant late in the season for fall, but you can be sure you'll find a use for them. So that is the bright rose. Now, that's the end of the cool flowers. All of those were cool flowers, y'all. I'm telling you, cool flowers is the most underused family of plants, right? Now we're on to warm. Look at this. Look how, I mean, is anybody else thinking cotton candy? Not cotton candy, candy corn. Candy corn. How beautiful. And you do know that the fragrance with marigolds is the foliage, not the flowers. So they can be stripped to be used and they last forever. But then of course, there's this marigold that has no fragrance. This is white swan, y'all. Look how beautiful this is. We have some super sensitive noses in this business, in this company, and they can have no marigold smell. So, I mean, I am totally confident saying white swan has no fragrance, but look at that color. That is buttercream, useful. We would have these all year long, right? And if there's no seed available, get on the wait list. That means you will get dinged first when we get restocked. Look at this coxcomb. This is spring green. That is a single stem, one flower per stem, per plant. But it's so useful, right? We sold a lot of this to florists. It's a really great one. And then look at these guys. This is flamingo feather. I was out cutting all this stuff, y'all. It's Tuesday like a crazy woman, just trying to beat the storm, right? This is really beautiful. And that dries really cool too. And then look at this. This is Selway terracotta. I can't tell you how tall this stuff is out in the garden. I cut so much off, but this is an amazing fall color. It's great to have to add into your bouquets. Sad story. I don't know if y'all knew this, but we lost probably like a 60 or 70 foot tree not from Debbie, actually the weekend before that, and it flattened about 15 feet into one of my gardens, and then that garden was my big old crop of Sunday orange. These are the survivors. And you can see how crooked this one is? They bent and turned back up. So I had to bring these in because now they have to regrow. This is Sunday orange, which is a fabulous fall crop. And the stem length on this is also pretty amazing. But this is just a great color for fall. It's great for all summer long. Definitely we succession plant. And this is Sunday green, another really great one. And another tip about these light colors is you should harvest them earlier than later. And you know, this is one of my favorites. People undervalue, this is High Z, and I love that it does some of this funky stuff. The foliage is beautiful. I mean, look at these stems. I mean, the veins in this leaf. It's got purple running through the green. And this color with orange is really pretty fabulous. High Z is always on our grow list. And then this is the Sunflower Pro Cut Bouquet Mix. This is a mix of all four of the orange base. And if you can tell from here, this is the Brilliance. It's lighter and has an orange halo. And then there's also the Horizon, which faces up. This really gives you a great, you can literally make a bouquet out of these. So this is Pro Cut Bouquet Mix. I am still planting sunflowers every week up until the end of September, because these are 0 to 60 days from seed to bloom, right? And my first frost date's mid-November, and I'm willing to take a gamble because it's so valuable. This is Pro Cut Gold Light. This is perfect. This is old. You should not be cutting stuff looking like that and offering it up for sale. They should be closed, and this green center should still be very visible to know what stage you're at. And then, wait till you see, y'all look at this. Sun-filled green, how gorgeous. We grow these for the bud, not for the sunflower bloom. We use them as filler. And they have a funky bloom, which is fun too, but they are so valuable in this stage. So now we have all the zinnias, y'all. Look at all these beauties. This is Salmon Rose. Could you ever have enough of this in the fall? They are really, really beautiful. And then Lilac, which is a really pretty color. Oh my gosh, and look at this, white. I mean, again, white. See how green mine are in the center? That's because we cut them earlier in place of cutting them later. They're amazing. Then this is Coral, and I don't know if y'all can tell, this is a really vibrant color. It's coral, and it's a really cool fall color too. If you're doing the southwestern thing, this fits right into it. Then we have, where are we, Kelly?
Orange?
Yeah, we're not, that's all right. Sorry, y'all. We have so many colors today. And then, of course, we have more orange than any other color because it's my favorite. Love orange. Awesome for fall. This is Carmine, which I describe as like cotton candy or a watermelon color. Look at that. They're super beautiful. And you know, there's a reason. Zinnias are our customers' favorite everything. They were in our top 10 cash crop. Look at this scarlet red. How beautiful is that? Zinnias were always in our top 10 for cash crop, as well as the seeds that we sell. This is bright pink. I wouldn't necessarily be growing this for fall, but we grow it so we can show y'all. But you never know, you might have a little baby girl baby shower, right? But here's a fall keeper. Look at this. This is deep red. And I just see the stage we cut in. We tend to cut them as they're still opening. Super beautiful. And then this is another great fall color. We typically don't grow these in really early, summer. This is Wine. They are just so essential to fall. And then there's good old purple. This was the color of mine and Suzanne's bedroom when we were growing up.
Your choice.
Smash, Suzanne. Suzanne, I picked the paint and made her go with it. But yeah, purple has always been a favorite for us. And then here's yellow, and look at this. We cut them earlier than later, y'all. Yellow gets dirty early, just like white does. Totally love them. And then we have, this is always what's usually in my house. These are the Benary's Oklahomas. These are the smaller ones, right? And lots of beautiful colors. They have really tall stems. It's just a smaller flower. It gives you variety and variation. And look at this, y'all. This is Queen Lemon Peach. This is such a great color. Such a great color. This is really a good year for us for queens. The best I think we've had in years. This is the Lime Blotch, which is really interesting. Really love this. And these kind of are also a great choice for fall. And this is the Queen Lime Green. And then this is the Queen Red. Lime Red, I think they call it. I mean, this is a really antique-y, great fall color. And then, y'all, this is one of my favorites. This is Uproar Rose. This is a magenta, vibrant, fluorescent color, and it is really spectacular with orange. It really looks beautiful. And then we have Zowie Wowie, I call her. Is this not the greatest color for fall? Really love this. And these got a little beat up. This is the cactus mix, and they took the rain pretty hard, but I cut a few just to have, because this is really a great example. You see how different the petals are? That's what makes it a cactus. Some people look at that and think it is awesome and different. Other people say, is that an old flower? So you have to figure out for yourself what you actually like. Friends, this is one of my favorite fall cash crops. This is Purple Majesty Millet, and this is way too late to cut. This is what you're looking for. Seeing how the head's just emerging from the foliage? It looks very much like a corn plant. It's dark, it is super productive, and we just really love Purple Majesty. Another great grass, and I actually found this yesterday, a random growing one. This is explosion grass, and I don't even know if you can see the little shimmer of these bloom that's up here. This is really some pretty spectacular stuff, and it had been blown over and was growing up, so there was a lot more stem here, but this is a great, I mean, we succession plant explosion grass over and over and over again. And so let's look at some amaranths. Look at this one. This is Coral Fountains. And so this is a really big bloom, which unless you're selling to big designers, there's not a whole lot of use for this. Most people, this is what you want. This, you can put this in a bouquet, right? And make it work. So the giant blooms, you just really, it's kind of the same thing with hydrangeas. The giant ones are cool, but they aren't very useful, so you have to figure your system out. So that is Coral Fountains. Then this is Hot Biscuits Amaranth, and again, look how big this head is. This may not be very useful to some people. I mean, I sold to 2 florists that would kill for this with a 48-inch stem. But at the farmer's market, people I have found are afraid of big blooms. They don't know what to do with them. This is Hot Biscuits. And the way you fix that on plants like this is you pinch them so that there's more stems and it makes the bloom smaller. This is Autumn's Touch. This is immature or early, and see how it's changing colors over here? This is really cool, and all of this for us will get dried, but this is really a cool fall cash crop for sure. And friends, now I gotta show you my very favorite thing. My little spinning gourds. There are so many of them out there in the tunnel. So let's look at these little babies. This is it, y'all. This is as big as they get. How many, I mean, I can see making little bundles of 5 or 10 of these and charging whatever it is that you would charge for them. Can you imagine people having little bowls of these precious little gourds on their fall tables and Thanksgiving? And so, see how I wanted to show this? this is how they look when they're really fresh, like they are right now. And they start to fade. See how that's a little bit faded color? And if you leave them outside on the vine, they will dry naturally. This is one from last year, and it's kind of, see how it gets a little moldy on the outside? It's sweating the moisture out from the inside out. And these are like, you wash them up, so many crafts. Christmas ornaments, I'm thinking an earring, but we grow these and supply the Learning Center at the end of our street that goes with our Warwick River Christian Learning Center, and they use them for crafts all winter long. This is really a fun and easy way to do. But to sell these for fresh use, that'll dry. And so if you dry these at home, after, like just like you use them fresh, like this on your Thanksgiving table, if you put them in a dry, dark place and leave them, they're going to get moldy, but they will ultimately normally dry. And you'll just have to wash them up, and then you'll be ready to do some crafts. Super easy, and it's like only 60 days from seed to actually getting fruit, so it's really fast. And then look at this. This is our Love in a Puff. These are not Hairy Balls. This is Love in a Puff, and this super hydrates really well if you treat it just like every other flower. Cut it, get it into indoors and let in the hydrate, and even the foliage will stay well hydrated. This is really cool to get a long vine and stick it in a little bit of water and run it along your table, right? I mean, there's just a lot of options with this. So Love in a Puff both of these are warm season tender annuals that are really coming in for late summer and fall that you need to plan for next year, right? All right, friends, it's time to wrap it up. And remember to stick around for the Q&A all the way at the end. And just want to remind everybody that we have a big website that is full of resources. It's over at thegardenersworkshop.com. We have videos and blogs, and you can connect with our podcasts because we actually have two. There's the Field and Garden podcast. I'm pretty sure I got bug crawling on me. A Field and Garden podcast, as well as Seed Talk with Lisa and Lane. And the one that just dropped yesterday of Seed Talk is growing perennials as annuals for cut flowers. And that helenium that I showed you today is a perfect example of that. Oftentimes those plants that we struggle with as perennials, friends, you just treat them like a hardy annual, and you know what to expect and to plan for that, right? So this week, I am actually hosting our Ask a Flower Farmer over on Instagram. That happens on Wednesdays at 12:30. And then remember, meet me back here next week, because guess what next week is? We're having a party, y'all. It is Cool Flowers' 10th year anniversary. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm sure it's going to be something fun, and you're going to want to be a part of it, right? So now we are going to do the drawing. Yep, so we're not ready for the drawing yet. So friends, I just want to encourage you again of just how thankful we are for each and every one of you guys. And Sharon, oh, there it is. We have a winner, and I hope you're here. But I just wanted to say I'm so grateful of how much y'all share and invite your friends to come to our live show to see the harvest and what's going on the farm and to get all these great tips. So it's time now, and I hope you're here. We have a winner. Some lucky person is going to get a $25 store credit ready and waiting in their cart. And our winner is Caitlin Humphrey. Caitlin, if you are here, give us a big old shout out in the comments, and then the girls will drop this into your shopping cart. They're ready and waiting for you when you go to check out. Sorry, y'all, I was already reading some of the questions. All right, let's see what questions. In your new book, in parentheses, amazing, how nice, thank you so much. All of your plants are spaced at 6 inches, even the huge ones. How are your plants not covered in disease? Oh, Caitlin's here. Congratulations, Caitlin. The girls are dropping a 25 right into your cart as I'm speaking to you. Thanks for being here and participating, and I'm glad you won. So I'll read that again. In your new book, the Cut Flower Handbook is what she's talking about. All of your plants are spaced at 6 inches, even the huge ones. How are your plants not covered in disease that close? Well, all I can say is when you plant for a cutting garden, it is a totally different experience for your plant than it is in an ornamental landscape. I mean, you are literally doing a hard pruning twice a week. Think about that. If you harvest on Mondays and Thursdays, and like we do. And so you're constantly doing a serious pruning, and you'll just have to try it and see, but that's how a cutting garden is spaced. And so try it and see how it works for you. So let's do, I tried the stem stripper on some roses and it cut the flower off. What am I doing wrong? I guess I clamped down too hard. It is so dependent on technique. You know, I did a lot of head chopping off during my year, especially like when I like to use it on sunflowers and hydrangeas, on woodies. I mean, even with my gloves on, it's kind of hard on your fingers, you know, when you're doing it over and over again. I've chopped off a few heads. So you just need to like figure out your technique and hold it at the right place below the stem, below the bloom, right? And clamp it on and go down. You might not be able to do the very top 2 leaves, right? You may have to go a little bit lower. So give that a try. How long is the quick dip good in a sealed separate container other than in the original bottle? So once again, so we have it in that little container. Just, I mean, you don't need it to be very deep, right? But you'll just have to look at it, because when you're dipping stems in anything, all kinds of stuff comes out of the stems. You don't really see it. It's bacteria, and that stuff grows. So I find after about a week, it starts looking a little cloudy, and you don't want to use that because you'll just contaminate the next flowers, right? That's why you want to find the smallest, shallowest container to dip your stems into, right? Do you break down your leaves for mulching before laying on the beds? So we use several different methods of mulching. Leaves, primarily, we use those in our pathways. We don't often put those up on top of our beds because we use the biodegradable film, and we do not mulch those. We literally bring hundreds, sometimes thousands of bags of leaves home and just drag the bags to the pathways and dump them, and they're about 10 to 12 inches deep. And then us walking on those pathways all season, harvesting and caring for the garden, kind of pulverizes them. So yeah, we don't have time to mulch. Do you succession plant zinnias? Oh my goodness, yes. My book, Vegetables Love Flowers, really hits home how to succession plant. It actually has diagrams and illustrations in the back of the book going through all the seasons. And in the Cut Flower Handbook, there's a 2-year of 2 beds going through 2 years of seasons. We succession plant almost everything. And so that's why we have great flowers today, while our zinnias are so gorgeous, because we're cutting from the original planting back in mid-April, and then our successions have come in, so you have that mix of the big gorgeous ones as well as lots of medium-sized ones that are coming along. So this is my last question. How long can I store zinnia seeds? So zinnia seeds come 2 different ways, raw or pelleted or coated. They aren't even pelleted, they're called coated. Coating makes them, that's just a clay coating that's on them. It just makes it a whole lot easier to handle them. We don't store coated anything or pelleted more than a year in great conditions, meaning dry and cool. But if you have raw seed, you can actually, if you're storing them properly, store them from year to year, probably for a couple of years. So friends, I really appreciate y'all joining us here today, and congratulations to our door prize winner, and I hope to see you here next week, because we're going to be partying with cool flowers. Ciao, friends.